everyone. I'm here to do an energy check-in for the water signs, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I hope everyone's doing well. I think right off the bat, I want to start with Pisces. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. Pisces. So you have express your love. I gotta kind of rearrange this. My throat's kind of like I feel like I have to clear my throat. So I feel like there's something going on here where there's some type of expression coming. Or somebody's thinking about opening up. They want to open up. They're hesitant about opening up. The energy's here for it, though. And then we have engagement. So your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So I feel like there's a contemplation. Like somebody's like really considering this or really thinking about this. I feel like I have a frog in my throat type of deal. So I don't know if there's like a hesitation around communication, or there just isn't a lot of communication, or somebody's just not speaking their truth. But I do feel like it is going to some type of a higher level of commitment. You guys are getting closer to one another. I don't take cards off the floor, but you deserve love popped out. So you are lovable. And again, I'm like really having a hard time with my throat chakra. So I feel like somebody's having a hard time communicating. Or it's like they don't know what to say. They're at a loss for words. Fumbling over the words. That energy is like pretty prominent. Not knowing what to say, back and forth. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So somebody's trying to bring this together. They're trying to make it work. They're trying to stay open to it, stay receptive. Or they're asking you to stay open and receptive. Chemistry. You have a strong like bond with somebody, a strong magnetic attraction to somebody. There's a connection here. You guys are like all over each other and almost every one of the cards. So if you guys are at a distance from one another, I feel like that's going to come to an end relatively soon. Or like you guys are going to see each other, you guys are going to meet up. But I feel like your energies are, again, all intertwined. And it's been like 2 days since I came on, or like a day or so. And so the energy still is like a very intertwined energy going here. I don't really know how... There's some type of a decision being made when it comes to just somebody following what makes them happy, or like where their passion lies. The deck's not entirely ready yet, but the Ten of Swords did flip. So there's obviously some type of an ending that took place, but again, this isn't ready yet. It could be getting over an ending, or there could have just been the ending of a really hard cycle. You're just like at your max with it. You're like, I can't. I'm just done with this. And you're stepping into better energy, stepping into more positive energy, especially in the sense of like a connection. Somebody's trying to bring it together. They recognize something, they see something. I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who just like didn't see something. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck with the 6 of Wands. It's like they see something being successful now. There's also a lot of like divine guidance here. There's like 2 angels, or like angelic beings, represented beings. So that tells me that like guides could have something to do with this, especially with past life relationship right underneath. This is a very strong connection between 2 people. It's super strong. I feel like you guys are still at the stage of like getting to know each other. Like there's still something fairly new. Like I don't know if like this person just kind of like held back on like expressing themselves completely, but there's something fairly new about the energy. Somebody could have chosen not to take an opportunity in the past, and now they're kind of expressing their feelings about it, like because they didn't take an opportunity, and now they're kind of like, okay, like I feel like I missed out on this. And they're expressing that, they're communicating that. Somebody could feel like they're being ignored. But somebody sees like the better, like the bigger picture. I almost just said like the better end of things. Like there's one person who feels like they're ignored, but they still see like some type of like light at the end of the tunnel with it. Because the Six of Swords is positive, but then you have the Four of Swords, and it's almost like another energy that's just kind of like taking time out to reflect. I just saw 555 when I looked up, so it's like taking time. Maybe they're going through a lot of change. Maybe somebody's going through a lot of shifts in their life. And so they just need to just kind of take some time out and do some reflection, some healing. The Four of Swords is very healing. Somebody could be getting closer within their own spirituality even. And it's like this person's just kind of like, why are they not talking to me? Or why are they not expressing this to me? Or why are they not paying attention to me? Like, and it's because this other person is just kind of focused on other stuff. And I feel like it's more oriented around like just spiritual healing. Like I feel like somebody chose to make a decision and kind of shift their focus and put it more on healing themselves. And I feel like by doing that, it actually moved the energy forward. Could be connecting with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarian energy, somebody very diplomatic, somebody very direct, somebody a little bit detached or a lot detached. Somebody definitely more intellectual, somebody who is a clear communicator, somebody who's open for a conversation. But again, not very emotional, just kind of like just air element, social, constructive, diplomatic. Could be dealing with somebody who has an interest in law, or somebody who's a lawyer, somebody who has Libra energy, somebody who works in some type of field that involves like either a social justice or like social work or like communications, even computer technologies just came to me. Even though this isn't usually something that I get off of an air card like King of Swords, I'm picking up an earth, like an earth feeling. Like this person likes to go outside. They like to spend time outside. They're very like oriented around their mind, but they really like they need to be outside, or they enjoy being outside, or they're always outside. Like they tend to like ground themselves like by being like around trees or just like out in the land near mountains. Birds are pretty significant with this person. Even like this could be somebody who's struggling communicating. Oh, excuse me. Whew. This is like a communication problem. Like, like somebody feels like they're being ignored, or like they're just like dissatisfied with how something went down, and they're kind of wondering why. They might not be communicating, or their communication's like very like detached, or like just kind of very direct, like not very emotional, not very soft, like just kind of sharp, This is somebody who also like, I feel like there's something very definitive about their facial features. Like they either have like very like distinct like cheekbones, or like I don't know, like I'm just seeing like a very like defined like chin, jawline area, cheekbone, like, and then like I don't know, like maybe they have strong Libra in their chart. Because like Libra is coming to me too, because I'm seeing the scales. But then I'm also seeing like balance. Like I don't know what that's about. Like maybe this person's even like into some form of like art or like photography. Even could be like somebody who's really into photography and likes taking portrait shots of people in particular. Like maybe they like, or that's kind of what they do. Like because I'm seeing some type of a a focus on like that structure of like the face, but in an art sense. You're dealing with somebody who's very observant, somebody who takes note of like the finer details of things. Could be more on the artistic side. I've never gotten that off of the King of Swords, so it's pretty cool. But again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, very strong Libra energy here. This is somebody who feels like they missed out on an opportunity, but they see it being successful with the Six of Swords because they see, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel. They see things moving forward. So I'm not sure if you're dealing with another person who like pulled back and just switched up their energy and they're like, hey, I'm going to focus on my healing now. Or if this King of Swords feels like they need to heal. Somebody feels like they, want to like fight for something. They might feel like they have to fight off other things, but they feel like they're successful about it. This could be like a battle of the mind. That's kind of like, what? This could be boundaries too. Like, I don't know if somebody feels like ignored and it's like, now it's like they come in kind of like intense and they're just kind of very like firm with like the way that they come in, like very like firm on boundaries towards you or something after a time period of maybe taking time out. And it's like this person kind of comes at you like not really in the best energy, but like optimistic. I don't know how else to explain that. It's like they see success moving forward. But again, this is somebody who like, this is an interesting energy. It's like they feel ignored. They feel like they missed out on an opportunity. They feel like they have to set boundaries, or they feel like they have to fight for something, or they have to fight off other things for something. Like they feel very defensive, but it could be about moving forward because they see it and it's like they are no longer sitting back. They're now taking action. They're willing to like fight for something, stand up for something, and kind of set more boundaries. Could be somebody at a distance. We have Gemini energy here, the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So we have a feminine energy and a masculine energy with the Lovers here, which we both embody, right? And then we have the King of Wands and the King of Swords. So you're either dealing with somebody who has strong air and strong fire, or who's coming in as those signs. Like they're coming in as the King of Wands and the King of Swords. Somebody who's very direct, very sharp, very diplomatic. Could be somebody who's a little bit more detached. And then you have the King of Wands, somebody who definitely knows how to take action, but there can be a little bit non-committal, can be a little bit in and out, tends to kind of, you know, they tend to do what they want to do. And I kind of see like an attitude with this person where it's like, this person comes in and they're like, these are my boundaries. This is what I'm going to do. But there's like a strong connection here. So I don't know if you're just dealing with somebody like, I don't know, like maybe you can see through a situation. And so you're taking a logical approach on it because you see the value of a connection, or they see the value of a connection. But I feel like this masculine energy is focused on material. But I feel like somebody also, if they were taking time out, they're getting ready to take action after a time period of like contemplation or like thinking about something of the mind, or just reconnecting spiritually, taking time out for themselves, just resting. But with the King of Swords, that kind of tells me there's a lot of thought, especially with the Four of Swords. And then here comes the King of Wands, kind of crowning the both of it. And it's like this King of Wands looking directly at the Lovers with the Seven of Wands. This is somebody who wants to fight for something, They feel like they missed out on an opportunity because of their own behavior. I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who is just feeling like they could get away with shit. That message has been coming out a lot. But I mean, it's clear as day right here. Like somebody wrapped something up. I don't know. This is kind of... what is this Seven of Swords here? Okay, so I feel like the Seven of Swords isn't necessarily like sneaky behavior, but I feel like this is more so of like holding oneself back from like making an effort or like making a commitment or like putting work in on something. So with the Eight of Swords and the Three of Pence, that's kind of like somebody holding themselves back a little bit from something. But I still get like somebody feels like they could get away with something. I don't know what it is with this King of Wands. It's like they feel like they could get away with something. But it's like they see a contract here. What is this? But see, they're walking directly into the World card and the Five of Cups. So whatever it is that they kind of have going on right now, they're walking directly into some type of karma or some type of like crying over spilt milk energy. And then you have another energy over here that's like not even looking at it because they kind of have themselves wrapped up in something. But then on the other side of it, it's like somebody just self-sabotaging a situation because they didn't want to put time in or because they weren't ready to invest. Because the Three of Pence is like contractual, like, and then we have the Ace of Swords. Pointing right down at the masculine. Like, what? I feel like there's some type of big, like, truth or something just coming out, clarity coming out, something being made aware to like this masculine. That was interesting. It flipped, but it didn't fall. But it's the Three of Swords with the Emperor, the Devil card here. Is this somebody who could be a little... oh, with the Nine of Cups. This is somebody who definitely kind of struggles with narcissism a little bit or narcissistic tendencies, like a me first, me first, me first. Like, I do things when I want to type of deal. You're dealing with a very interesting energy. Not gonna hide that. I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who tends to hide things. Somebody who's very indecisive. But somebody needs to make a decision about something, and they're very confused about how to go about it. But I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune here, this is something going in your direction with the Ace of Wands. But again, it's the Ace of Wands and the King of Wands. So just be careful with that energy because the King of Wands can kind of have a tendency to not be like non-committal. So, and I'm not really like seeing it, but again, I kind of am, where it's like you're dealing with a situation that's not clear. Like, I don't think you have actually gotten like full clarity of the situation. I think clarity is on its way, but I'm not necessarily sure if it's like been made 100% clear. You're just kind of like starting to see maybe the truth of a situation, and maybe you're the one setting boundaries or they're the one setting boundaries because they're kind of going through it and they're just like, okay, like Temperance, the Page of Cups, the Six of Cups, Four of Pence. Somebody's definitely been holding on to something from the past. But somebody feels like they can make a successful offer. I don't know if you have multiple people coming towards you, but you have the King of Pence and the King of Cups right behind each other, right after the Chariot and the Page of Pence. I don't know if somebody's going to try to come in here and ground, especially since I saw the Emperor. But it looks like with Two of Cups at the top of the deck with the Ten of Cups, the Magician, the Ten of Swords, Queen of Pence, Eight of Wands. Somebody has a lot of anxiety over you either misinterpreting how they are or like taking their like actions wrong, or like maybe they're not communicating clearly. Somebody has a lot of anxiety over that and a lot of sleepless nights because they know that like there's an energy here that doesn't tolerate bullshit and that's very quick moving. But they're hoping that they can ground a situation because something like totally end it with the Ten of Swords, but then you have the Magician directly behind it, so it's like boom, right back to the Ten of Cups into the Two of Cups. So that's like emotional fulfillment. But I feel like it's just kind of like very unclear at the moment. But there's an Ace of Swords here, like hanging over the Lovers, and I feel like something's going to be made clear. That's way too many. I feel like there's... That's over here. It's meant to be over there. I feel like there's a masculine energy that is making a U-turn here. The Four of Swords. Somebody's healing. Eight of Cups. Somebody is trying to walk to their happy. They want to ground the situation. The Eight of Cups. Somebody's walking away from something that they needed to heal from. And I feel like a feminine energy, or whoever's in feminine energy, has been kind of like watching a little bit, watching something take place. Could be a mother figure here too, or like a very motherly energy. But this is somebody who is definitely overindulging and not willing to make a decision, or not willing to compromise. This is somebody who definitely like had very argumentative energy, very like bickering back and forth. But somebody sees the Ace of Cups and the Hierophant. So I feel like somebody is hopefully learning a lesson in a situation on like somebody's like true like power here. This is a long time like in the process. Somebody I feel is going to take action after something gets wrapped up. There's somebody at a distance who's keeping an eye on you, but I feel like something's going to get wrapped up and then boom, here comes something very quick, very sudden. But I feel like somebody is in Empress energy, taking care of themselves, minding their own business, and then somebody over here is going through a spiritual transformation or some type of like awakening to the sense of like just how either A, they've been treating other people, or B, a connection. It's like learning to express how they really feel, because maybe this person wasn't very good at communicating, or they're like trying to make communication. But there's some type of a message that's going to come in where somebody's going to want to work on something, or they're going to want to like contribute to something, or they're going to want to like just communicate, come and see you. Like there's a strong bond between two people. It's just like it's very like unclear right now for whatever reason, but there's an energy of overindulgence. Somebody feeling defeated, somebody not wanting to argue, because the Empress isn't going to entertain the Five of Swords energy. So I feel like this Empress kind of just turned her back and was just like, okay, like this Empress energy is just like, all right, I'm done. Like if this is kind of what you got going on, I'm just going to go work on me. And by doing that, it just kind of sent this person in a different frame of mind, because with the Nine of Cups and the Five of Swords, it's kind of like very egotistical. Like very, very egotistical energy. So, but I feel like there was a strong lesson here, because with the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, like it's like somebody didn't recognize either what they had, or they didn't recognize somebody's worth. So That's pretty interesting. Oh, I might have to come back later to finish the water signs. Yeah, shoot. I might have to come back and finish the water signs, but I'll finish up Pisces. So you're dealing with an energy that knows that they definitely got caught up in something. I know I messed everything up. Somebody knows that their energy was not good. Like, it was not self-love. And then the other energy is like all about self-love. 555 is really big for you right now. Big changes. Okay, that's a lot. Somebody could connect to somebody through music. Finding out the truth crushed me. Maybe there was some type of truth that was spoken, revealed. Somebody saw something that they didn't like. Somebody said something that they didn't like, especially over the Five of Swords. It's like some type of argument, some type of a disagreement. The truth just could have been somebody's truth, and it's like they didn't like what they had to say. They didn't like the fact that somebody chose self-love. They didn't like the fact that somebody chose to work on their healing. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just kind of like a little bit with this Five of Swords. It's kind of petty. I hope that you can forgive me one day over the Empress. So again, they look at a feminine energy over here as being the Empress. This is divine feminine. So they look at somebody as being the divine feminine, and they're like, I hope that this person can forgive me. I hope that this person can still nurture this connection with me in some way, shape, or form. I hide behind material things. You're dealing with somebody who definitely is preoccupied by money or like work and shit that doesn't matter, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, like, you gotta pay your bills and shit, but like, you can't neglect the people around you, you know? Starting to understand our connection, and I wish I could take back my words. So somebody's definitely doing some self-reflection, thinking about the things that they said. Maybe you guys got into an argument or a disagreement. They're starting to understand what type of connection this is. We have past life relationship over here. So that's pretty strong with past life relationship. That's a pretty strong connection. Somebody could be stuck in their ego a little bit, and it's like they're just preoccupied by work. They had to go through a harsh lesson about probably seeing somebody's value. They had a harsh lesson on, you know, overindulgence. This is somebody who's still in that energy, where they're still in that overindulgence energy, but it's not like, I feel like it's gonna settle, because the Empress, like, is very balanced. And so I feel like for anybody to have the attention of somebody who is in Empress-like energy, that person has to, like, you know, be able to pull their shit together to some extent, I would like to think. Because again, the Empress isn't going to entertain narcissistic behavior or, you know, immature behavior. It's the Empress energy. Like, it's, you know your worth, and you're like, I'm not going to do that. Like, so obviously this person just might be kind of like, I don't know if they're just going through something. I'm just saying, caught me at a bad time, met me at a bad time, met me at the wrong time. I don't know what this is, but this is somebody who kind of had to get something out of their system. And this is somebody who's probably, you know, was drinking, was, you know, maybe smoking, maybe, you know, experimenting with other things, just living life to its fullest, like partying with friends, going out with friends. And there's also with the Four of Swords here that tells me that somebody is definitely taking time out, which is a good thing. So maybe this person's stepping out of that energy now, and they're stepping more into that Four of Swords, like spiritual healing energy. And they're kind of like, okay, like, I can't overindulge in this anymore. I kind of got to get my shit together. And because they're taking that time to reflect, some type of a truth might come in. Some type of a conversation might come in. I'm hearing read between the lines as I look at the Eight of Wands. I almost just said Eight of Swords. So again, there could be a little bit of somebody restricting themselves, holding themselves back, not expressing fully. But I mean, if like the feminine energy, like if you're in feminine energy, you're good. I don't even need to pull you an advice card. You're already at the Empress. Like, I don't even need to give you advice at that point, because you already know what it is that you need to do. You already understand how to love yourself. You already understand what it takes to move forward in a situation that's best for you. And so obviously, you know, this is kind of the energy that you're working with, Pisces. So I hope that this reading, you know, helps clarify some things. It looks like you're going to get some clarity, either, you know, relatively soon. But again, I don't really put time frames on energy, because it's kind of hard to do that, you know. Sometimes it's a day, sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a month, a year, you never know. So, but this is the energy that I'm currently picking up for, you know, Pisces. So this is an energy that you are working with to some degree. Could be connecting with a mother figure too. That's a side note. There could be a mother energy here that is going through something with like deep realizations. But again, being in the Empress energy, you're in that self-power mode. Like, you are in that self-awareness, self-love, empowerment mode. So there's really no worry here. There's no concern. Everything is just kind of doing its thing. I would just stay optimistic. You know, keep your thoughts positive. Keep focusing on yourself with the Empress energy out here. It looks like you're already walking away from a situation, or you're already walking towards a wish fulfillment. And, you know, you're kind of putting the bullshit behind you, and you're like, I'm not going to partake in narcissistic energy or back and forth energy. I'm done. I'm going to move forward. Looks like there was something had to close out in a situation. You could be reaching out to somebody, or somebody's reaching out to you. Small gesture. But then there's something else here too that's more, it's bigger, you know, it's more of like a conversation clarity type of situation. But I hope that these messages helped. I'm going to come back later and do Cancer and Scorpio. But again, I look forward to connecting then. Thank everybody for all of your support, all of your likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. Means the world to me. Thank you guys for being here, and I look forward to connecting with you guys later on. Take care.